Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, Warriors. I was trying to think of a way that we can all stay connected together. Please excuse me. This is probably the first time that I've done YouTube live, but to check in with the community and to also hold myself accountable for my 2026 resolutions. I'm going to be holding a live stream every Wednesday at 10 a.m. I'm going to make the declaration right now. Hopefully we can stick to that. Okay. But part of this live stream is to help me stay disciplined, help other people stay connected together. And so we can follow the journey. Now, most recently, so during these discipline check-ins, one thing that I do want to check in with all of you guys is this semen retention journey that I'm on. Some people have questions about it. I've got a lot off of my Instagram. And so therefore I'll do a weekly update on this so that people can know where I'm at there. Of course, you also know, if you're new to the channel, my name is Nakapan Pungpon. I am on the quest to become the first Triple Crown world champion. That is a world champion in Judo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Kudo in the over 45 division. And I'm chronicling all of the things that I learned so we can share this with the world. We can learn together, and also so we can chase greatness together. So I wanted to make sure I got an interesting message from somebody off from one of my last videos about my testosterone check-in. Many of you know also that I am working with Rebel Health Alliance, which is a sports optimization medical group that basically ties in all my medicine, my doctors, my PT, my strength and conditioning coach into one cohesive plan and help me achieve these goals. And so one of the things I'm also trying to do is increase my testosterone. So hopefully in the next, let's say 30 to 60 days, I'll get some new numbers in. And I've shared some numbers that I've had in the past, so you can check that out. Now, so let's first do this first check-in, which is the semen retention check-in. I'm about day 8 on a new streak. Now, I don't like the words streak, because then people think like you have to, it's all or nothing, right? If you lose the streak, then you're just going to be like, well, maybe this is not worth it after all, right? I'm not getting the benefits anymore. And you kind of go back to what you were doing. So, but what I am trying to do is go on this 2026, retain my seed for the year, and let you know how I feel. So day 8, of course, Christmas time. I'll also spare you the intimate details of my wife and I relationship, but that's part of also why I'm sharing this too, because a lot of people had some questions as to like how you might be able to retain your seed when you're in a relationship. And let's be clear about this. This is not about being 100% celibate. I think that's one way that you can go, the brahmacharya route. That is not my route. I am in a more of a Taoist type of approach because, I need to have some balance in my life. I am married. I have to make sure my wife is happy, and she's actually extremely, let's say, satisfied with this approach that I'm taking. And hopefully, so this is what I'm doing, right, for 2026, among a lot of other goals that I've set for myself that I've already written down. So hopefully all of you guys have written down your goals too: financial, health, business goals, family goals. All these things kind of coincide and work together. So you want to make sure that, you write them down, I keep them in my notes on my phone, and I get to see them every single year, like where I've been, where I've gone. I've pretty much achieved most of my resolutions for last year, and perhaps we can say that for next week. I'll pull that up and we can take a look at it. But one of the resolutions for this year is that retain my seed for 2026. So hopefully this will allow me to stay disciplined and also to help share my journey with the world. Why am I doing this also? Like I said, it's to help me kind of stay disciplined with it, right? There's a lot of people that have asked, like specific questions about things. How do you feel certain days? So I want to make sure that I share that in hopes that other people will benefit. But I would also say that, one of the YouTube channels that definitely inspired me to move forward was Men with Discipline, or Men of Discipline. I can't remember which one it is, but I check it out pretty much once a week, and it's AI generated. I think it's AI generated voice too. Kind of sounds like a Val Kilmer, an English Val Kilmer, and it inspires me a lot. So when I listen to it, but I don't get to see a face behind it, so I don't really know how this person's kind of gone through that journey. So therefore, I want to share mine. Hopefully, that other people can get with it or not. You know, a lot of things that I've seen in the comment section is people do want me to fail. Some people say, hey, yeah, I hope you get prostate cancer, you know, that you're doing this. You're doing the world a disservice. Why would you ever want to do this? Why do you want to share this with the world, you know? So those are the three main reasons why. One, because hopefully, if there's no scientific knowledge backing this up, perhaps I can provide some kind of anecdotal knowledge that my semen retention journey, for better or for worse, right? I'll share the good and the bad of it pretty much every week. Number two, I'm chasing this Triple Crown championship, so hopefully I can give you updates on that pretty much every week. Not every week. There's not a whole bunch of stuff that happens all the time, so it's hard to create a video around it all the time. But hopefully, I can kind of connect that to the story as well. And the third thing, you know, I want to help people and make me a better person with my family too, right? So hopefully I can connect better with my wife and, you know, my family, and hopefully that I can stay at peace and be calm. Okay, so sorry about the roundabout way. I'm getting used to this live streaming thing. You know, you can't really have any do-overs, so I tend to ramble a lot, and that's why make sure you just go ahead and chat. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know if you had a question about it, and I'll be happy to help along with that. So, day 8. So I would say this: I had a night with my wife, and I spilled my seed. And I can tell you I wanted to do this also because I wanted to kind of remember what it was like. It's always important to have your why. You know, the other why is like, I remember what it was like with this. As you know, I've stopped drinking coffee, stopped smoking weed, stopped porn, stopped, can I say that word on YouTube? I don't know. We'll call it corn. A lot of different habits. And I would always remember what it was, you know, what helped me to stay away from those things for the past almost 8 years now is remembering what it was like to be using those things. And so therefore, the experience of having to go through that withdrawal phase or the refractory period or whatever you want to call it kind of helps you to commit to your goals. And since 2026 is about reaching these lofty goals, I wanted to experience that one more time. And so first, day 1 and day 2 after spilling my seed, I felt really tired. And, you know, I'd done this again earlier in the summer, and I remember what it was like then too. You know, I shot a video. I was 183 days semen retention. You can check out the video. And I just didn't feel like I had the same energy the day after. Maybe it was in my head. You know, I was thinking, like, is this in my head because I'm so committed to this thing? And it was just no. I worked. Obviously, I am a over 45 athlete, so I go to the gym all the time. I train martial arts pretty much every single day, and also do strength conditioning. And I just didn't have the strength that I normally had for that I had experienced before. Right? Maybe when I was younger, I was doing all of these, wasting a lot of energy in front of a computer screen. Maybe I didn't feel it that much then, but definitely I can feel it now. So it took me about like day 1, day 2, day 3 to kind of get over the fact of feeling the lethargy afterward. But then around 6 and 7, which was yesterday, I began to feel again that like connection. Maybe it's almost like I'm plugged back into my core, right, to where this energy sits. And I got my we'll call it like a second win. I was like, whoa, okay, almost like somebody plugged me back in. So I felt like I had a lot more energy. I felt like my mood was pretty much steady. I felt, you know, oftentimes I feel a lot more on this when I'm on semen retention. Like I feel more of the feelings. Not always saying that you're always happy or, you know, you're always creative, but you feel things a lot more. And so I began to kind of feel that again. So I think, you know, over the course of the last year of taking this practice on, that when I do spill the seed, it recovers a lot faster because I'm not doing what I used to do, right? Was like watching corn and then like, you know, several times a day and wasting my energy. And so therefore, like, you know, you're back pretty fast. One other thing that I got, and just to kind of let y'all know about the relationship wise, again, the multi-orgasmic man, which talks about how to cultivate your sexual energy. Sorry about too much information, but I think that's one thing that, like, there's something to that. I read a lot about it in the, you know, Taoist philosophy and Taoist practices about cultivating your chi and your jing. And of course, you know, my martial arts, like movie buff, and you gotta get that, like, cultivate your chi. So that's kind of the other reason why I'm going down this path. I like all the benefits. I like the martial artsiness, the connection to ancient philosophy and ancient practices, and see if they actually have use in the modern world. And so, therefore, take this channel. This is not a semen retention channel. I want to be clear on that. This is more of a lifestyle channel, a discipline channel, going after your goals, martial arts channel. So anything related to that, please feel free to ask me. But I wanted to share that now. And this is our first weekly update on a Wednesday. And I will be doing weekly updates every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time for right now, unless we can find a better time as a group. So you all let me know this has worked for you. If you think that you're going to get value out of it, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be providing more updates as we go along. So right now I'm on day 8 of retaining my seed. I feel really good. I came back from a 5-mile run this morning already. I got up at 6:30 in the morning. Unfortunately, my daughter's not feeling very well, and I just had this burst of energy. My wife was able to take care of her, and I ran 5 miles. It took me about an hour. We got a lot of hills up and down here, but I felt like I had a lot of energy that I had to begin to use. And so, therefore, also came with some great ideas as I was running, and this was one of them. So I wanted to come back and immediately begin to shoot it and start providing some value to the rest of the world. And so, again, if you're getting a lot of value out of this and you want to hear more stuff about my journey or have any questions about it, please feel free to comment here, and I'm happy to answer them on the next one. Okay, so every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, providing a discipline update, letting you know how the semen retention going, how the journey to the Triple Crown Championship is going, and how I feel overall. And also, I'll be sharing the good and the bad and the ugly of everything. So, again, a lot of people like to wish the messenger ill. They're like, "Oh, I hope you get this. I hope you get that." I said that before, and this may be because it's a reflection of their own lifestyle or their own habits that they have that maybe they want to change. Okay, so again, I'm not on a high horse here. This is all purely experimental to benefit the world and let you know how things are going for me. But I hope in time that I'll turn all the people that want me to fail into people that are going to cheer me on and to achieve the goals. Okay, so let's chase greatness together. Let's continue to work together. Let's check in every single week on the discipline check-in, and I'll let you know how things are going. The next one, I would really like to make sure that all of us, if we're following along together in a journey, let's make sure that we set some goals for 2026. This is the year of the fire horse, right? And they say that this could be like a hot blazing trail of new things that might happen to you in your life, whatever you're in the Chinese zodiac and whether you believe that stuff or not. But it is going to be a revolutionary year. So hopefully it can be for all of us, but we have to make sure that we set some intentions at the beginning of the year. Here it is, December 31st. I couldn't find a more day that was fitting than this to start this type of live stream and also to start committing to the goals of 2026. Let's go ahead and revisit them together next time we get together and see what we have coming up for 2026. Okay, so hopefully I'm gonna see you all in the next one.